Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to D Dub's Dolphins Dialogue. Today, we're going to be discussing day one of the mini camp that occurred today for the Miami Dolphins. And if you like, I'm going to be dropping the link so that if you want to join in a conversation, you can. I want to. The reason why I wanted to create this platform was to give some of the fans that want to say something about the Miami Dolphins to be able to do so. So this is your opportunity for those of you who don't necessarily get the opportunity to be on uh, other platforms to say your piece about what is going on with the Dolphins on a regular basis. So, uh, like I said, I'm going to be dropping a link shortly so that people can come on, have a discussion about what has transpired today. And if you would like to share your opinion on uh, Xavier Howard, Tua Tagovailoa, the offensive line, the defensive secondary, defensive linebackers, whatever you want to talk about, that's what this platform today and going forward will be about. Uh, Today we had day one of minicamp, and there were a lot of ups and a lot of downs for the team. Uh, some nuggets dropped by Brian Flores in his press conference, and some opinions that were broadcast uh, via Twitter. And if you want, you have your opportunity to speak on those issues. Uh, so I'm going to drop the link, and if someone wants to come on the line and have a conversation, then that will surely happen because so many fans don't get a chance to express themselves or express what they want to express, and this platform will be a vehicle for you to express yourself. Uh, those of you who go on various platforms and listen and have something to say, but don't get the opportunity to say it in the chat room and want to have that opportunity to talk and have a conversation, I'm here for you. I am here for you. D Dub is here for you. Uh, my plan, I see this channel going forward is to bring you information, bring you insight, bring you interpretations of some of the nuances of football. Uh, I don't claim to be a journalist. I don't claim to be a coach. I'm just a fan, and I've watched football for decades. I believe that I have the ability to be able to not only express myself, but also talk about football in a layman's term, in a manner that can be understood by everyone. So I dropped the link, and if anybody wants to talk, we can have a conversation about what happened today or anything that you want to talk about with respect to the Miami Dolphins. Uh, whether it's the draft, whether it's uh, the team breakdown, the coaching staff, the GM, whatever you want to talk about, that's what I'm going to be here to talk about with you. Uh, if you come on the panel, I ask that you don't display anything that is vulgar. I ask that you uh, don't use any cuss words. I ask that you allow people to conversate and be respectful of other people's opinions. They may not agree with your opinion, but everybody has a voice. Everybody here is a fan of the NFL and specifically the Miami Dolphins. So if you wanna come on up and talk about football, hey, what's up, Lou? How you doing? Nice to see you, man. Nice to see you. If you want to come on up and have a conversation about what's going on with the Miami Dolphins, that's fine with me. You can utilize the link. Come on up. Uh, when you, like I said, when you do come up, just be respectful. Don't make sure you have some clothes on. Okay, make sure you're not doing anything illegal, and make sure that you have respect for the topic that we're going to be talking about with respect to the Miami Dolphins and the mini camp, and we can have a pleasant conversation uh, and a truthful one as well, because uh, when people communicate, that's a good thing. That is the thing that pushes positivity, that pushes understanding, and that's one of the things that I want to bring to uh, this world and to the Dolphins fandom. Positivity. I'm not going to be a homer. I'm going to always tell it straight, straight, no chaser. But by the same token, I'm not going to be stepping around a subject or avoiding a subject just because for some reason. I'm always going to try to keep it real, keep it straight, no chaser. So today we had uh, our first day of minicamp, the Dolphins' first day of minicamp, and uh, again, it had its ups and downs. But uh, if you think that this is the final product for what this team will be, you're sadly mistaken. Uh, Minicamp is made for laying the basis down, getting a understanding of what the processes are, what the plays are, what you're expected to do. It is not the final product. And I experienced a lot of fans today talking that woe is me. Oh, the two is this, two is that. Oh, the O line can't hold up. We need Greer. Greer is he needs to get fired. All sorts of things. I mean, it was kind of funny that people were ready to uh, make bold and just outrageous thoughts about the team based on one day. Now, I will say that some people not showing up for mini camp, and there was one in particular that made a bold statement uh, with his absence. I have addressed in a previous video regarding what should be done, but this particular stream is for the fans who didn't get a chance to express themselves. And if you want to voice your opinion on a particular subject that came up today, you have the floor. And if you want to sit back and relax and just hear me rip, that's fine as well. Uh, when when you think about the fact that everybody, or I shouldn't say everybody, but some people, some fans of the Miami Dolphins are already uh, wanting to throw Tua away with the bathwater. It's just funny. Uh, I think that with all things, when you establish a new process, things are going to occur that you don't want to occur or that you didn't think that were going to occur. And you had not one, not two, not three, not four, but five interceptions attributable to Tua Tagovailoa today in minicamp. Now, is that something desirable that you want to see in the regular season? No. Uh, some people think that, or some people have said that, well, you practice, you play how you practice. And in a way you do, but also practice is a place where you get rid of and try things so that you can work on the positives. And you don't know if something doesn't work, or you don't know if you need to tweak something unless you practice it. And today, with those five interceptions, hopefully Tua has learned that there are things that you need to tweak, need to adapt to, so that you don't have those type of results going forward. But by the same token, that doesn't mean that you want to throw Tua out with the bathwater, that Tua is not the right person for the situation, that Tua is never going to live up to his expectations based on one mini camp and a 9-game season where his stats, although not as good as Justin Herbert's, for a rookie quarterback, were pretty good. So you want to build upon the success that you have. Again, he's coming up with he's working on a with a new playbook. He's working with some new players, and his success is going to be built on the offensive line. And whatever you may think about Tua, as in all things in football, it all starts with the offensive line. And if you can uh, have a cohesive offensive line, then that helps that quarterback be even more successful. Uh, Tua's got to learn, and although we didn't see video of these interceptions, we saw reporters' interpretations of what they saw. Uh, you have to hope that he learns from these mistakes that he did, and that he's learning what a window looks like with respect to the NFL, being with players being open, rather than what it was like in college, and learning and basing that knowledge, and then using that knowledge to go forth and conquer the NFL in a manner that we fans would like for him to do. Uh, when you have all of these things coming up with respect to the O line, new playbook, you know, uh, there's going to be some growing pains. There's going to be some mistakes, but you want those mistakes to come at this point in time rather than in the season. Now, some fans were talking about, oh, the weather, the weather was bad. It was raining hard. It was wet out there. Well, guess what? NFL games are played in the rain. NFL games are played under windy conditions. NFL games are played in snowy conditions. NFL games are played in cold conditions. NFL games are played in hot conditions. So you have to be successful under those conditions, under all those conditions. The only weather condition that the NFL suspends games is when it's lightning. That is the only time that they cancel games or suspend games. Other than that, rain, snow, heat, doesn't matter. You play the game and you play it under the conditions that are there. Both teams play under those conditions, so it's even with respect to that. Now you have home field advantage, and people, you know, will say that, oh, well, X team is playing at home, they should have an advantage. Okay, that's the betters and that's the home fans that state that. But when you get right down to it, it is about how well you play and how you adjust to those conditions mentally that are are, that add to winning. And I don't want to hear about the weather conditions as being an excuse for performance. Every team plays in those conditions. Every team has to deal with it. All right. Whether it's rain, sleet, snow, hail, everything is even with respect to the weather conditions are concerned. The Miami Dolphins have had some wonderful success in rainy weather. I remember the Mud Bowl, it was that 1981, and they beat the Jets 14-0 in the Mud Bowl. Okay, wet conditions on the field, but both teams had to play under it. So, uh, Dolphins have won games up in New England in the cold, have won games in New York in the cold, have won games in Buffalo in the cold. They've won games in Kansas City in the cold. All right. It doesn't matter. You have to play the game. The Dolphins are going to be playing a game possibly this year in cold conditions in Tennessee. It gets cold in Tennessee. All right. Just because it is quote unquote in the South does not mean that it's it's warm in December and January in Tennessee. It gets cold there. All right. This past winter, most of the country was covered in snow and cold conditions in the wintertime. So you have to play according to the conditions. Now, does that mean that you want Tua throwing 45 times in a snowstorm? No. But that's why you have an offensive line and running back to be able to control the game. But under those conditions, under those weather conditions, you as a coach and as a team make adjustments to be able to play successfully under those conditions. So I don't want to hear today from fans talking about, oh, it was raining, so that's an excuse. No, it's not an excuse. It may be a reason, but it's not an excuse. All right. You still have to play under those conditions. You still have to be successful under those conditions. All right. Now, as far as the interceptions, okay, some of them were tipped up balls. Okay, you as a wide receiver, sometimes uh, if the ball hits your hands, you should catch it. Okay. Now, if you are trying to reach up with one hand and trying to catch the ball, um, there's a risk involved in that where it could be a tip ball. So that could be a decision that the receiver may need to make. But by the same token, if he doesn't attempt to catch that ball and the ball sails and it goes right to the free safety, then you're saying, well, why didn't the wide receiver make an effort to catch the ball? So again, ball placement is key. If you feel as though you don't have that control of the ball when you for the play, then maybe you should not throw to that option. If that's the only option open, then maybe you should think about audibling or going to another option. All right. But those are things that experience teaches you, and Tua is getting that experience right now, and you'd want to have him get that experience now rather than having to learn on the fly in during the regular season and make these decisions. um, Also, the defense, you know, Flores is putting his stamp on the defense. And as you can see with all the draft picks and most of the free agent acquisitions, he wants to have that defense top notch, and he's willing to accept maybe that offense being a little behind the defense. So that's why you have the defense showing out today, because all of the talent that has been focused on that defensive side of the ball for the last couple of years. I'm of the opinion that the defense is always going to be ahead of the offense early. This was the first day of the first mini camp. Defense is going to be a little bit ahead of the offense, and it showed today. Uh, why would you want to be critiquing the offense so hard that you're willing to get rid of players when we all know the defense shines over the offense right now? It's Tua and Godsey and Studville's job to get the offense to the point where the defense is. So expecting that to occur day one is a little bit of a big ask. Plus, if the offense was torching the defense uh, for touchdowns day one, I would be more concerned about, hey, what's going on with the defense rather than what's going on with Tua. Because if that defense is getting torched day one, I'm gonna be concerned. That's just my opinion, but I'd like to hear from people what your opinion is on that. So if if you have an opinion on it, please come on in and talk to me. Uh, you have a whole lot of talent on that defense. and uh, they're probably, with respect to time, probably about 3 or 4 months at minimum ahead of the offense with respect to continuity and expectations are concerned. I mean, you have a lot of talent, first team, second team, third team, that is on this team and been here for a while as well. Meanwhile, you have a rookie wide receiver. Okay, you have a second year person at quarterback. You have a you have three second year offensive linemen. You have two rookie offensive linemen, and you have a rookie tight end. All this meshing along with some of the older players on the offense, but you have a lot more that needs to be meshed and molded together on offense than you have on the defensive side, where you have experienced players and talented players. Not to say that there's not talent on the offense, but you have more cohesion with carryovers from the on that's on the defense than you do on the offense right now. So uh, if you think that the offense was supposed to come out and light fires to the defense day one, right out the box, uh, I don't think that's the right expectation to have. What I would like to see is a team that, or offensive team that is building, learning what success looks like and what right looks like right now. Uh, but let me know. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Do you think that the offense should have performed better today against the defense, or do you think that the defense uh, should have done what it did, uh, which is play better than the offense? Let me know. Let me know what you think. And hit that like button, people. Hit that like button. I'm brand new out here. This is probably my fourth or fifth stream. Uh, Probably the second time that I've gone live with comments. So if you like what you're hearing, hit that thumbs up button and hit the subscribe button. Uh, like I said, I'm new to this. I wanted to create a platform where everybody and anybody could come on and express themselves about the Miami Dolphins, who I believe is the best franchise in the NFL. And uh, if you choose to come on, your opinion will be respected, and you will not be squelched. You will not be ridiculed. Everybody has an opinion, and you're free to express it here. Uh, another bit of news coming out today was that Jacoby Brissett had he had some good moments, but he also had one interception today. And I know that some people want to even think about the possibility of Jacoby Brissett starting in place of Tua, but this is Tua's team. It's Tua's team to lose, and it would take a whole lot for right now, at least, unless Tua has like he goes in a training camp and he's throwing 3 and 4 picks every day. That might be that could be the beginning, but right now I don't believe that uh, Jacoby Brissett is the long-term option at starting quarterback. Although he has some experience and he's won some games on the NFL level as a starter, um, I think he signed knowing that there's an opportunity to start, but it is highly unlikely that he would start day one. It would have to take somewhat of a collapse by Tua for Jacoby Brissett to end up being the starter on this team. Uh, but again, tell me what you think. Every issue has one side and an opposite side, and it's okay if you have uh, a feeling that you think that Jacoby Brissett should be the starting quarterback. Come on up, tell me what you think. You know, if you think that Sinet should be the starting quarterback, okay, give me some reasons why to justify the fact that you think Sinet should be the starting quarterback. Uh, if you think Tua should be the starting quarterback going out, again, tell me the reasons why. That's what this platform is for. We're gonna have open dialogue and conversations about the Miami Dolphins. Okay, uh, when you think about the I'm going to change subjects for a second. When you think about uh, the linebacker situation with the Dolphins, some people think that the Dolphins are set for the next 2-3 years. Don't have to think about drafting any linebackers because of the acquisitions they made with McKinney, Scarlett, Riley, and current players on the roster. Uh, Jerome Baker, who they just re-signed yesterday. Andrew Van Ginkel, Vince Beagle, and some of the up and comers, Tyson Render, uh, Jason Strobridge, uh, Landon Roberts, you know, Calvin Munson. If you think the Dolphins are set at the linebacker position for the next couple of years, come on and talk to me. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. Uh, I'm of the thought that they still with this signing of Baker and with the current acquisitions, they should still be in the market for inside linebacker, middle linebacker next year in the draft. But again, that's that's my opinion. I would love it if McKinney can come back to form and come to the Dolphins or be here with the Dolphins and uh, and be at his 2018 2019 form and shut down the run. But if he doesn't, then definitely the Dolphins should be in the market for an inside linebacker next year in the draft. I think that when you look at the way the Dolphins have drafted over the last 2-3 years, that you have already had focus on certain positions. They finally addressed the safety position. They've addressed the tackle position. They've addressed the guard position. They've addressed the quarterback position. They've addressed tight end. They have addressed the uh, the slot position as far as at wide receiver and at cornerback, slot cornerback coverage, and some of the things the positions that they haven't addressed in the draft is center, inside linebacker, and running back. So I think that especially if McKinney does not uh, revert back to his 2019 form, that the Dolphins will be in play for utilizing a high draft choice on a linebacker. And of course, all that is contingent upon Tua and the offensive line success because if Tua doesn't show and the offensive line doesn't show improvement and continuity, then the Dolphins will have to once again go into drafting at those positions. Possibly depending on how much progress Tua makes. If Tua collapses, then yes, the Dolphins would be prudent to utilize the draft capital of 2022 on a quarterback. If Tua shows the progress and takes the appropriate steps to prove that he is indeed the franchise quarterback, then you can utilize those first and second round picks in 2022 on a center or on a running back, excuse me, or inside linebacker, because Tua has proven that he is the franchise quarterback. But if he hasn't, then you'll have to focus again, and that would bring some scrutiny upon Greer if he again has to go back to the quarterback pool, or again has to go back to the tackle pool to get another tackle or another quarterback. Uh, so soon after drafting a quote unquote franchise quarterback and a not one, not two, but three possible tackles. Missed out on Tristan Wirfs, missed out on Penny Sewell, missed out on Trevin Jenkins, and you still need to uh, get a tackle for this team. So a lot of things are going to be contingent upon the development of Tua and the offensive line and how it impacts the team going forward. Uh, you also had the Xavier Howard issue. Now, in a previous stream, I said and stated how I felt about Xavier Howard with his holdout. But if you want to come on and have a conversation, by all means, I'm open and available to you right now. I've dropped the link in the comment section, and if you want to talk about it, we can have a conversation about it. Uh, how many of you think that Noah Igbenogany is ready to take on uh, the position that X has? Okay, do you think that he could? His learning process is as such that it could be moved up to where he could possibly take on a starting role. Uh, does anybody else on the roster, can they take on those responsibilities if X is traded? These are all things that have to be considered. And I know that uh, people have their stance on X. I think he's great talent. I think he made some tactical errors with respect to his contract situation, and now wants to renegotiate a already renegotiated contract. But uh, is that is that something that the Dolphins are willing to do? And if not, do they have somebody on the roster that can fill that spot, or do they seek somebody else in a trade to fill that spot? I mean, Stephon Gilmore's out there. He's complaining about his contract. Maybe a trade between those two teams could be made. Who knows? But I do know this. It is going to be highly unlikely that the Dolphins are going to tear up an already renegotiated contract and renegotiate it again. I mean, that would set a bad precedent for not only the Miami Dolphins, but for the league for that to occur. But let me know what you think. Let me know. Put something in the comment section or come on up and talk. We can have a conversation about these things. Uh, what I would like to also express is my my feelings about this team. I mean, I've been with the Dolphins. I've been a Dolphin fan since first grade. Now, first grade for me was 1971. So that tells you how old I am. And in that time, I've had a lot of success and then a lot of frustration and some heartaches as well. But in all that time, I never lost my fandom for the Miami Dolphins. And uh, when you when I think about what I've seen over the last 2 3 years, there's a big change that has occurred. Big change. And if you want to talk about that change and whether you agree with that change or not, come on up as well. I mean, this platform, D Dub's Dolphin Dialogue, is for you, the fans. If you want to come on and talk about a subject that's particular to the Miami Dolphins, come on up. If you ha- have an issue with the Dolphins, come on up. If you have a concern about the Dolphins, come on up. If you have some praise for the Dolphins, come on up. If you have some problems, come on up. We can talk about it. Uh, this is what this platform is going to be about. We're going to be the opportunity for you as the fan to come express yourself in a positive manner. And and when I say positive manner, I mean you can be negative, but you can't be out of pocket. You can't be just straight out vulgar. Okay, but we can all have a conversation about the things that the Dolphins did, didn't do, should have done, didn't do, would have done. All those things we can have a conversation about as long as we do it respectfully and positively. Okay. Uh, this was day one of mini camp, and most all the players showed up. Uh, I wish somebody would have put in their Twitter about what the status was with Preston Williams. I mean, I would have liked to have known if not that he didn't show up, but how he was looking and what uh, his status was, whether he was just on the sidelines as reported during the voluntary minicamp, or was he actively playing? Uh, Something that I didn't see in the notes when I looked over Twitter, and I'm gonna scrutinize again when I get off the stream uh, what his status was, and also with Vince Beagle, who I'm looking forward to being the comeback player of the year for the Miami Dolphins. I'm looking for him to have some big impact on defense, someone who can be utilized at the defensive end on the line position and or the linebacker position as well. Was very active and was a good pickup for the Dolphins in 2019. And because of the Achilles injury last year that he suffered, missed out on 2020. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how he comes back from that injury and how he's going to be utilized by Flores and Campanelli on that defensive line and or linebacker spot on the outside. Uh, Campanelli and Boyer and Flores, how they going to uh, use him in certain situations. But again, if you want to talk about something else, come on up. We can have a conversation about it. Uh, there are a lot of stories on this team that need to be fleshed out between now and the start of of day one. Oh well, I did talk about the running game in a small way, but I can talk about it. Uh, uh, when you think about the Malcolm Brown and Gaskins and Ahmed and Dokes and Laird and Sethan Carter, uh, you have a running back by committee. I think that you have a changing of thoughts throughout the NFL about that so-called bell cow uh, running back. But I think that the Dolphins running back situation again will be dependent upon how well the offensive line does. They didn't do well last year with respect to blocking, and let's hope that uh, Lemuel Jean Pierre can get more uh, attention to detail on the run blocking for the offensive line, and that uh, the situation dictates that they run the ball more. I mean, if Tua can put the team, when I say this, can put the team in situations where then they don't have to run as much, and that means that he's good with protecting the ball and not giving up interceptions like he did today, then he can, and the offensive line can then ground and pound the defensive line, the opposing defensive line. Yeah, I don't know if they did. They didn't mention in the Twitter feeds at all that any running plays, and that may be because they want to give more work to uh, the defense and wanted to limit the contacts as well. Uh, but also they may have wanted to just maybe they just had plays scripted out that they wanted to run that were just for the passes today. Don't know what the mindset was, but that was an interesting point. Walking like we talk it that they didn't call out any running plays or scripted running plays. Uh, I do remember those uh, that year when Fitz was the leading rusher on the team, and let's hope that we never have to endure anything like that again, where the quarterback is the leading rusher on the Miami Dolphins. Um, when you look at, see, I'll say this: Kinley is going to be an important part of this offensive line with respect to the run game. He's going to have to get a little more mobile in order for them to be able to run certain run plays. And uh, if you if he's not going to maintain weight discipline, uh, he may not. I mean, this could happen where he may not be in the starting lineup. I mean, Jesse Davis and DJ Fluker and the new guy that they just signed. They all have experience at guard as well, and I would not be surprised if Flores holds him back for a short while to teach him a lesson with respect to uh, him coming into camp, in the mini camp or in the training camp, not ready to play, not play the guard position the way he should. So uh, if you want to see the Dolphins perform, you see, I I would love for the Dolphins to have that mentality when it is 85, 90 degrees in Miami to just grind the defensive line up. I would just love it. Okay. I'm an old school guy with respect to the running game. I would love for the Dolphins to be in situations where the Dolphins have 2nd and 6, 2nd and 5, all right, rather than 2nd and 9. All right. That puts too much pressure on Tua to be successful if it's 2nd and 9. 2nd and 5, second and 6, 2nd and 5, 2nd and 4. Those are situations that keep the team on schedule with respect to first down and makes it easier on the quarterback. And you want to do things that makes it easy on Tua right now. Okay. Uh, I don't know what you mean by balance or two or done. Walk it like we talk it. Can you explain? Can you go a little further into what you mean by that? And walk it like we talk it. Welcome to the show. Thank you very much for attending. I'll be trying to read up on all the comments that you and all the visitors, viewers put in the chat. So if you can be a little more explicit or detailed with that last comment, uh, I'd appreciate it. Uh, Going back to what I was saying, when the offensive line is able to the put themselves in situations where it's 2nd and 4, 2nd and 5, rather than 2nd and 9, you're at a you're at an advantage. All right. And everybody knows that, but it's hard to do. And it takes will to do that. And it takes commitment from the offensive line, the wide receivers, and the running back. I was pleasantly surprised with the camaraderie that Ahmed and Gaskins are showing by working out together after practice. And I think that's a good thing that although you have competition at the running back position, you don't have animosity. You don't have jealousy. You just want to have that team cohesion, that team building where you want everybody to be successful. And that was something that I saw in one of the notes previously that I was like, oh, okay, that's a good thing. I also saw that with Wilkins and Zyler as well, or Sealers. I don't know how you pronounce it, whether it's Sealer or Siler, but I saw the two of them working out, doing wind sprints after practice. I mean, these are the type of things that you want to see from members of the team on the different units, showing togetherness. But you want to you want to be able to run that ball, that's for sure. And no matter what, I mean, the game may change somewhat, but it's still about those trenches. And if you have strong, disciplined, uh, big men up front that communicate well, that leads to success for everybody on the team. Because if the offense is staying on the field, that helps the defense. If the offensive line is blocking, that helps the running backs and the wide receivers. And of course, it helps the quarterback as well. So that offensive line, it needs to be solid. It needs to be cohesive. And contrary to what a lot of people in the national media think, that it's Tua is the most important aspect of this team, and Tua, everything is on Tua. It's on the O line. It's on the O line. And if you really want to think about diving into that offensive line, one of the most important pieces there is what is the status going to be for Liam Eichenberg, because he's got that responsibility if he's put in that position as the right tackle, the blind side for Tua, and whether or not as a unit, they're tough enough mentally and physically to run the ball when necessary. Okay. And when I say necessary, I'm talking about grinding out that clock. That 5 minutes left in the game, grind out that clock. Okay. To me, I would love to see the Dolphins win games 10 points, winning by 10, not allowing that team to get the ball back, or winning by 3 points, not allowing that team to get the ball back because the Dolphins just ran the clock out. And whether that's home or away, when you're able to do that, that helps the whole team. Okay, it does. Um, but let me know what you think, and I'm going to take my leave. Uh, I have a few things that I need to do before I get ready uh, for dinner. So a few tasks. So I thank you all for giving me an opportunity to talk with you, to share my feelings about the Miami Dolphins. And uh, remember, when you come back, hit the like button. When you leave, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I want you back. Okay, and we all are getting ready for a great season. I don't want people to get disappointed about one mini camp practice, but we're getting ready for a great season. So have a good night, everybody, and take care.